is up, squad? It's the Guru here, and welcome back to Tap Out or Cash Out. I'm here with my co-host,
Andre Petrosky.
and we got the man, Eddy Torres, baby. Eddy, how we living?
We're doing good, brother. How you been?
Good. Yeah, doing a lot of traveling. If you don't know Eddy, Eddy's probably in the corner for most of your favorite UFC fighters on the East Coast. Eddy, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I have a little gym in South Jersey in Mount Ephraim.
Mount Ephraim.
Yeah, I teach a little bit of fighting, a little bit of defending. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Eddy was a Golden Glove boxer in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico. Well, I competed a lot in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, which I would assume is way more difficult than Pennsylvania.
Well, so no, it's a lot difficult. So basically, when we're doing our fighting in Puerto Rico, it's Puerto Rico versus Puerto Rico. It's not a state to state.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I grew up. So for example, my uncle was a professional boxer. He fought Sugar Ray Leonard, which he got beat the fuck up. But besides the point, we're gonna talk about that.
Cut that part.
Cut that part. Don't put that one in. And my mother's the first one that taught me how to throw a double jab cross.
Really?
Yeah. So my mother was the boxer of the house. She was like up and coming fighter.
Wow. So you're known for your jiu-jitsu, like at least in the circles I've heard. But so you started off with striking, actually.
Yeah. I'm actually a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo, and I have 32 amateur boxing matches.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah,
so I'm actually a striker. I tried wrestling when I came to America. So I was born in PA.
Okay. And who do you coach? You coach what are like some of the big name fighters that you
so
coach?
So I don't like to think about coaching people. These are my brothers. I don't look at myself as a coach. This are my family.
Who are you in the corner with? Usually?
So I'm in the corner usually with Andre Petrosky, Pat 17, and whoever else needs me. I mean, Taylor Samarco. I'll coach everybody. I don't care. I'll corner. I should say. I'll corner anybody that needs my help.
Yeah, awesome.
So it's a big difference between, looking at them as a student or whatnot. That's my brother, and we go to war together. You know what I'm saying?
And I believe that the first time I met Eddy was at the grappling matches, man, and he was fired up, and literally like everybody came up to Eddy and like he really is when it comes to that stuff. What were you pointing at?
Bid Hiker here.
Bid Hiker, another one of our big sponsors.
Why don't you tell him about Bid Hiker?
I'm about to. We got our boy Aaron, who was on the podcast, guys. So now you have the crypto in your crypto account, but the question is how do you actually spend the crypto? Well, Bid Hiker has an answer for that, right? What's the answer?
Bid Hiker uses a cryptocurrency exchange. It's a decentralized market to where you can buy and trade goods using the crypto without actually selling your cryptocurrency. And the effect of that is that it stabilizes the market. So every time you sell cryptocurrency, the price drops. But if you trade it, the price stays the same.
Wow, that was a very good explanation, right? Thank you, Bid Hiker. We love you, as we love all of our sponsors. So
I didn't even think he can speak that well. That
right? Yeah, Dre turns it on.
I was
right?
like, good God. He's showing his education in this place.
So, Golden Glove boxer, then
second degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Second degree black belt in Taekwondo. And now you got that before or after the Muay Thai?
No, well, so that was before the Muay Thai. This is when I was a kid.
And then you started fighting Muay Thai.
Yeah. Muay Thai is my favorite.
Well, first you took a little vacation first.
I took a little vacation. So
Okay.
I'm going to just run my life story real quick, as fast as humanly possible, right? Was born in PA, raised in Puerto Rico, good family. My grandfather was our hero. This man he died at 104 years.
Wow.
He was working fields and, when he's 90 years old, cutting down grass, whatever. Like, this guy was our hero. So I have very good discipline. My father passed away, came to America. When I was in America, obviously, I took my own path, right? Like, put it like this. I was on the run at 16. I was wanted by the marshals at 17. Wow. I got caught at 17, and then I got charged as an adult for beating the crap out of somebody that was supposed to be a gangster or whatever the case was. He did something to one of my relatives. I retaliated, and it cost me 7 years and 10 months of my life.
And you got sentenced as an adult?
I got charged as an adult.
Wow.
Yeah, and I spent 7 years and 10 months out of my life in prison.
Now, so when you were in jail, were you able to do martial arts in jail?
Well, no, you was doing a lot of martial arts in jail. The problem is, like, a lot of people misunderstand jail, especially Pennsylvania State Penitentiary. Anybody that's been in one can tell you it's not like, movies like, oh, this person's getting raped, that person's getting, like, that is just like bullshit, like straight up, like if you go to jail for that, then you're gonna find that. But mainly it's separation of people. That's the hardest thing you got to deal with. So the Hispanics stick with the Hispanics, the blacks go with the blacks, the whites go with the whites, right? I'm in the middle. I'm half Jamaican, half Puerto Rican, so I'm kind of in the middle. So I got along with most groups, try to get along with the whites as much as possible. They control the jails. In some jails, depending where you're at, location-wise. If you are in Greene County, which I was at, Fayette, them jails are mainly white. So that's the biggest problem with jail and the experience we had. So if you sit at the wrong table, you're fighting. There's no questions about it. You got to have a sack full of batteries, or you have to make your toothbrush. Like, that's real. Like,
that's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Did you set a tone when you got there? Like,
no, you don't do that. You don't set no tones. Again, it's in my past, but I was the leader of one of the largest gangs in PA. Yeah.
Wow.
At 16, I was.
Oh my, wow.
Yeah. But again, that's in my past. Anybody that knows me is gonna see this, and
so you've always been a leader of men, then.
Yeah, that motherfucker's crazy. But I obviously, I say this to to my family all the time. I'm literally a bad person that's trying to do good, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I have anger problems. I grew up rough, and that's my biggest problem is my anger problems. I'm willing to lash out at people and not think about the consequences, even though my consequences can affect a whole bunch of people. Because for me and my gym, we are a tribe.
Yeah.
We're not a gym. We some gyms go, oh, we got at first, we have 1,000 students. Yeah, but 999 of them can fight worth the shit, right? In my gym, we don't look at them as students and numbers. It's like we are a tribe. Like, this is my tribe. So if I'm the chief of the tribe, and I do something that jeopardizes the rest of my tribe, what kind of person am I?
Yeah, and from the outside looking in, you can see that. Like I said, like Andre, whenever Andre speaks about you, like he glows when he speaks about you. For less corny phrase, like he really does from day one when he talks about Eddy, like he really does speak very highly of you. And anybody who ever speaks to you says the same thing. So you can tell that you really are passionate and really live what you speak. So that's really cool.
And real quick, for anyone looking to try some martial arts, the gym is Team Taino right here in Mount Ephraim.
Yeah, I have come check us out. Again, I don't even mark in my gym.
Yeah, that's all. And it's not in Philly.
We got 11,000 square feet. We got springboard floors.
We have
sauna, cold
we have
tub.
Everything. And again, I don't market my gym. I just feel like I want the people that want to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I focus on the kids, discipline, and martial arts, adults. If I have to teach you discipline, it's too late for you.
Yeah.
So I teach them how to, punch people in the face and bounce. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
That's
awesome. Speaking of punching people in the face, guys, now we were off a week, but we were at the Miami card. Let's talk a little bit about this Miami card. What do you guys think? So we had Volk against Lopez in the main event. Did you guys check? Did you see that fight at all or no?
I did. I watched the Volk fight. Volk still got it, man.
Bro.
Volk has still got it.
Yeah.
I think that, I love that he broke all the curses. He broke the Drake curse. He broke the over 35 curse.
Which means nothing, bro. I think it's got to be over like 40, 42 at this point. I feel like 35, 36 is like your prime nowadays. Like you're getting better at every fight. Like,
well, they say 28 to 32, I think is your...
I feel like that's not what I'm seeing, though. Like, I feel like if you see the guys, like, they're really leveling up. I mean, based off
the guys, because I'm 38.
Yeah.
So even the guys, it's not the fight that actually gives us the damage. It's the horrible, hard training camps. That's what takes it out of us.
Okay.
So every time we go in there, we don't, unless you're, on the mountains of Caucasus injecting yourself with some stuff. Obviously, you're gonna be, you're gonna heal quicker. But when you're not taking anything, you're all natural. It takes a toll on your body. But Volk is a different animal because he's training method. He does his cardio, with cardio equipment, and then he does some ground and pound, then goes on the bike. He's not getting his cardio out of sparring, so he's not trying to hurt his training partners. His training partner that's trying to hurt him, so he doesn't take no damage on the fight camp, and he shows.
Bro, he was out. He was out when he got caught. He was literally out. Like I was there. I was front row, but I happened to look up on a screen to see his eyes, and he was flashing out. He was out when he was there. He woke right back up, and he got out, and he shot a leg, but like. He was that close to being over, and he came right back. Usually when somebody, and that was his biggest question was, 2 knockouts coming into it. You get rocked by Diego Lopez. A lot of guys could have been done right there. Fight could have been stopped. Instead, he comes back, and he almost won that round. He could have won arguably 50-45 in a lot of the cards.
Yeah.
And just his movement and that jab, dude, That jab, and like I said, I was sitting there, and it was just, dude, it was incredible. The efficiency that he was landing that jab, and even though Lopez knew every time he'd go back to the corner, they had no adjustments for that jab. Like his movements and the punch.
Well, the problem is Lopes is also an inside fighter.
Yeah.
He doesn't use his range
Uh-huh.
at all.
Yeah.
How you beat somebody that only throws uppercuts and hook with a jab?
Right. Okay.
Volk stuck to the basic. He has two of the best coaches in the Hickman brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at them. You saw that a hit pass with George.
Yeah.
Very, very important for him was the jab and the cross going straight and coming back out on the same line. And we drilled that for an hour, so I can only imagine what he's teaching Volk. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy because you could see that he, for some reason, like he wanted to stay in, and he kept getting a little greedy, and it almost hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed in a little bit longer in that pocket, where if he just would have bobbed and weaved, he might not have gotten touched the whole fight. But a couple times he wanted to prove a point and bite down on the mouthpiece and stay in the pocket for an extra long combo. And every time he did it, sorry, Dad. Every time he did it, he almost got cracked. And like the one time that he did get cracked, again, we're sitting there screaming in real life, like, yo, get out of the pocket, get out of the pocket. And then he almost lost the fight by being a little too arrogant and wanting to stay and bang.
I kind of disagree. I think that he, when he needed to, he threw more than one. Like he came in with the jab, came in with the jab, came with the. Once Diego started to get a tiny bit of a beat on the jab, then he's like, all right, I'm coming in with the jab cross hook.
Yeah. I just thought that was the only way he could lose the fight was when he stayed in the pocket, if he got caught. I felt like there was no other way for him to lose it. That was literally the only potential way for him to lose it once you saw how the rounds are going. So I was just curious why, like you said, there's a reason for it, I guess, like not statistically, but technically. But like watching it from the fan's perspective, I'm like, dude, there's one way he could potentially lose. He's up on the scorecards. Like, why is he putting himself in that danger when he's got the belt almost lined up?
One thing I am impressed with is like, besides those short periods where he was throwing 3-4 punches in the pocket, Volk honestly fights pretty long. And for being such a short guy, like way shorter than Lopez, like for him to be so effective with the jab, being that he's the shorter guy.
No. Volk adapts to whoever he's fighting. He's never fight the same fight twice. So go look at him.
Well, Holloway.
Well, he didn't fight the same way. People that are tall, that don't use the jab, they only use looping punches, right?
Yeah.
Uppercuts and hooks. He uses his jab and his leg kick, right? Because he knows, like, you're throwing loopy punches, I'll get to the target before you get to me.
Yeah.
And that's why he uses his jab against all their opponents. But if you watch other, like the Garry fight, or you know what I mean? He went and grappled. He became a grappler, right? Like he never fights the same fight twice. Yeah. He studies his opponent. He does his due diligence.
And he does have some good ass grappling coaches. Craig Jones and the Hickman brothers.
Yeah. I mean, the Hickman brothers and Craig Jones. That's all you need to build a super team.
Volk can get a takedown when he needs it. Like when he really needs a takedown, he finds
which is impressive because he has no martial arts background at all.
He has a rugby, and he was 220 pounds.
Yeah,
crazy.
So
So before I want to get back to Eddy a little bit, and sometimes I see this with certain guys that have been shot or stabbed. Like it kind of reminds me of, and I had the pleasure of cornering you in your last MMA fight, and in the back I just felt like your like demeanor or your mindset was just like a little bit different from, I've cornered a lot of people. I'm not like a crazy coach, but I've cornered quite a few people, and most people are like, we're pretty much all the same. Like we're all nervous, we're all, but I felt like with you, and not that I ever cornered Ortega, but I noticed like it's a little different. Talk about like how your mindset might be a little bit different because of what you've gone through in your life, compared to like other people like that maybe like don't have that history.
Yeah. So the main thing that I wish I can do as a fighter is fight scared. I should have fought all my fights being scared, because when you're scared, you're more aware, right? Like when you're scared, like somebody breaks into your house, you all your senses are up. So it's usually good to fight scared.
That's crazy, because if you think about it, like every other man on this planet that is going to go into a cage and fight another killer is trying to convince themselves that they're not fucking scared. Yeah, they're like, I'm not scared. I'm scared. Holy shit, I just shit myself.
No, so for
my man's
me,
like, yeah, I'm scared. Yeah.
I mean, I've done this, and I mean, you can call my mom. I said it on interviews before. I call my mother every time before my fights.
Wow.
And I just tell her goodbye. I'm
Really?
like, this is the last time I talk to you. This is the last time I talk to you. Like, and again, I don't fight in that style. Like, I don't go in there and just go wild. Like, unless I got you hurt. If I got you hurt, listen, I'm going out on my shield, or I'm coming back home on it. You know what I mean? Or one of the two. Something's got to happen, right? So for me, when I go out there, you got to understand, I had a knife sticking out of my stomach. And I had a cop telling me to get down on the ground. And I'm like, man, fuck you, pig. And I'm ready to fight the cop. And the cop actually saved my life. The
How
cop,
old were you then?
I was turning 17.
Okay.
And and the cop was like, calm down, you are stabbed. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you, you're gonna get stabbed. And then he's like, no, you got a knife sticking out of your belly. And I had the knife right out of my stomach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, like, I just feel like if you look at my life, I've been closer to death than I've been more closer to being alive, right? Like, I've been shot multiple times. I got shot in my leg by my so-called best friend. Literally missed the main artery on my leg by a centimeter.
Wow. And
You
this
know
was
what I
all
mean?
when you were 17?
This is about 16, 17.
Wow.
Again,
Okay.
I
Wow.
was not a good, like, as a kid, my mother tried her best. I mean, my mother had 3 boys and then 2 more boys. My mom was a school teacher, a nurse. So I can make excuses saying I had bad parents.
Yeah.
Because my mother did the job of my father and of my mother. Like, she did both jobs. You know what I mean?
would say everybody in this room probably when we were young weren't the best people in the world. We did a lot of things that we weren't proud of. At
some
least me,
worse than
Andre, and
others.
you. Yeah.
Yo, you got to see the picture though. We'll throw it up, but the picture of Eddy when I think it's when you first got out.
Yeah, when I first got out.
Dude, he
Was he
was
huge?
juiced
Oh,
up.
Yeah.
bro, I was.
Now he's on the Ozempic, so he's
I
skinny
was trying
now.
to lose the weight.
Yeah.
And
I
how
get
much weight you
sponsorship.
lose?
So far,
Yeah.
I was 215. I'm 177 right now. I'm trying to make a little comeback.
In the
You know
past
what I mean?
2 months?
You
In
gonna
the
fight
past
again?
2 months, yeah,
2
yeah,
months.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What weight? 170?
No. 155, 145.
Wow.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got to see this guy when he makes 145 or 155.
Really?
Like raccoon eyes.
Really?
Yeah.
Dying.
If Eddy has one, he's a fighter, but if he has one ability, it's to cut a lot
Cut
of
a
weight.
lot of weight. Yeah,
Where
very fast.
are you looking to fight? What organization?
I don't get. Well, if it's boxing, obviously, in my life, you gotta understand. I come from a gang mentality.
Uh-huh.
One of our main principles was loyalty.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
you're loyal to the end, and
Uh-huh.
no matter what. And I still listen. Gangs are bad. I'm not here promoting gangs. Gangs are horrible for everybody. But if I was to think back and say, what did I learn from being in the gang? That's good. Is being loyal.
Yeah.
So if I fight MMA, I'm staying with CFFC until my MMA career is over. If
Awesome.
it's boxing, somebody wants to give me a little good money boxing career,
Yeah.
I'll do it too. But
Awesome.
like Dre was saying, in the back, I'm not scared at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Because I know the guy doesn't have a gun. I know the guy doesn't have a knife. I know I'm not going to get jumped. I know the worst thing that can happen. I get some bump and bruises, maybe get knocked out, wake back up. Like,
Mhm.
there's nothing. Maybe I'll lose my life, but the possibilities of me losing my life are very, very slim.
Yeah.
So when I'm in the back, I just think about the times of, like, I've been shot. Like, if any thoughts goes into my head about the fight, I just go, this is a lot.
Yeah.
I get to do something I love and get paid for it,
Yeah.
right? Like, I was fighting in the streets for free,
Right. And
right? So
it's crazy that this long. So how old are you now? 37?
38.
38 you said. Okay, right. Okay, so the same thing, like this many years later, the fact that you're still able to hone that like mindset of when you were 17 and use that to your advantage, that's
Yeah.
impressive in itself, right? Like a lot of people can't remember, anything what they did when they were 17 years old. And the fact that you're able to use that to now, channel that inner energy and to bring it out when you need to, that's a a talent in itself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%,
that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's definitely interesting. So, like, speaking of crazy stories, like Patty Pimblett against Michael Chandler fight. What do you guys think? What are our thoughts on that?
So, I picked Chandler, but like as we got closer to the fight, I was just like, that was one that I kept doubting more and more. I didn't realize I didn't put as much emphasis on the fact that Chandler was 2-5 in the UFC.
and, I mean, he came out, he got the takedown,
Yeah.
and he had the 2-on-1, and he looked like he was just gonna like ragdoll him. But Pat,
He doesn't do anything with the takedowns.
And-
Like Chandler
yeah.
obviously can wrestle, but he didn't do anything with the takedowns, and he cannot fight going backwards.
And Chandler seems like a guy to me. Like Patty seems like he's utilized, his fame, his money, thing that the UFC's provided.
To build up his confidence and build his shield.
And just the way that he's striking and just the way that he's moving, you could tell that he's constantly adapting camp by camp.
Yeah.
Chandler didn't seem like he had that evolution. Chandler seems like he's the same exact fighter that fought Pitbull and Bellator however many years ago. Right?
Well, look, I mean, he's 15 years into his MMA career, so like,
well, he tries.
It's harder to evolve when you're that much.
But then look at
into
Josh Emmett, right? Like Josh Emmett is constantly evolving. He says he thought he was the best version of himself, even though it turned out he wasn't. Even though it was close, it was 2-2 going into round 5.
Where did you see evolution in Josh Emmett?
I mean, he said the way with his power. This is according to him. This is how he was saying in the fight camp. And he said with his power, and then obviously with his wrestling, the way that he's utilized that. And again, like last fight, you know, he definitely wasn't like gearing up for the big shot. Like he definitely was fighting a lot more for points his last fight.
Yeah,
he got to take down the scoring when he did. So, I mean, I definitely did see a little bit, but that was more off of an interview I saw that he said that he was definitely working on evolving.
Well,
and then,
Michael Chandler, the problem with Michael Chandler is like the same problem Justin Gaethje has. They want to be exciting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's the biggest problem with them.
And look,
and you're adding more to you're actually adding more to what you already have to go into a fight. Like you're adding more load to your back. It's kind of stupid. Yeah. Like, oh, I gotta be exciting. It's like, no.
Well, and who's to say? Like, I don't know what Chandler made. Like, who's to say? It's the same as like Nate Diaz. Like Nate Diaz is like a 500 fighter, but that man was the highest paid fighter in the UFC at one point. Like that man's made a killing. So like, is Chandler 2-6 now in the UFC? Yes. It all depends. What's your goal? Like, is your goal to make a bunch of money? Is your goal to be the champion? So like,
it's also stupid because
it is stupid
for the money. You're gonna risk your brain that's sitting in liquid. So you're going to go in there and just throw reckless. You seen how Kojane with us. You throw some reckless shit in the training room, he's calling you out right away. Yeah. Because all he does is sit in the pocket and throws reckless. Like you're sitting on your brain sitting on liquid.
Chandler took a beating, bro. Imagine just being like in an octagon like that with a guy choking you, hitting you with elbows and elbows. His life. Well, this fight I'm talking about against Paddy, bro. Paddy just had him pinned with his neck up against the cage.
So with Paddy, it's like I see a lot of people like they'll get to the point where, and Paddy was like a huge favorite. What was?
No.
Oh, he actually. You're right.
It was a great. Yeah, it was a pick 'em. It was right. By finish. Excuse me, it was plus money. But dude, the way that he was flowing, just his striking, like he was toying with him, like he was trying to get like a roughy-esque knockout because he was so confident that he could throw anything he wanted.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say is like sometimes when you get these guys that are like have huge hype behind them, like a lot of hype, they get to the point where it's like, all right, is all this hype building my confidence, or is it like, oh, is the weight of the expectation starting to weigh on me? Yeah. And Paddy, I mean, dude, he came out there with some confidence.
Bro, he said this from day one. So Paddy was, I've said this before, was one of the original Guru Squad members. He used to be in my picks chat for free before when he was in Cage Warriors. And it's crazy because his manager is the owner of Cage Warriors. So that was always like an interesting dynamic. But and then we've lost touch over the years. But like he back then told me, he's like, Guru, Jordan, like, I'm going to be, like, at the top of this, like, and it's crazy because he just missed. If McGregor, he almost had his dream lined up perfectly with this win, right? Because if McGregor was healthy and he was fighting, imagine how big that fight would have been because he would have gotten it now beating Chandler against Paddy in London in the O2.
Terrible not one human beast prime Conor McGregor. Yeah. Definitely not Pimblett.
Yeah. But imagine how much money the UFC would make if that fight happened.
Definitely would have.
Yeah. But it was that close to happening.
Connor just had that golden left hand.
Yeah.
No. He has that golden precision.
Yeah.
That's what he has. He doesn't throw in hope. He aims and fire, and he always hits his target. When he was doing the touch butt with the dork in the park, that's when he was his best. Listen, he needs to go back to that.
Bro, leave
the cocaine alone. Go back to playing touch butt with the dork in the park.
The way you said the precision, like, so he posted the other day hitting one of those. Have you ever hit one of those punch like gauges?
Yeah.
I've ever done one of those.
So I used to work at Urban Air, and I convinced them to buy one of those it was the speed bag one.
Okay.
But I convinced them to buy one there for the park, for the trampoline park. So I would just be running that shit all day. Yeah, I'd be having the kids hit it. And I'm like, 300? That's nothing. Watch this. That's awesome. I'd be taking all their money.
No, but so he lined it up, like the way that he lined up before exactly where he was going to hit it. and like he did a couple in a row. And like you said, the precision, but he like did a little bit of lineup where it's like, dude, he hit it to like the T exactly, like, and it was just so impressive.
Yeah.
And he's just, it's amazing that he still got it, even with him being all coked up and everything.
No,
And he doesn't forget the muscles.
again, it's pretty hard to be hungry when you're full.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Speaking of, this fight was crazy. Yair Rodriguez, and I actually thought he got the, like I said, live, I thought I remembered him dropping him so many times. I thought he got the finish, but it was a decision. Yair just put on a clinic against Pitbull. Again, same type of situation. Chandler, Pitbull, same card. Seemed like you're both in the same stage.
Dude, I think Yair is definitely underrated.
Yeah,
like,
no,
dude,
I
he
agree.
shows up.
I
Bro.
agree.
He's
And
in
the
a tough weight
same
class.
thing we
Yeah.
were just talking about Conor McGregor. Precision beats
Yeah.
power. I cannot stress that enough. Precision beats power.
Yeah.
And Jair, if you look at him, Pitbull just a powerhouse. And
Yeah.
Jair was just like, it's
Yeah.
not happening.
No,
You
but
know
that
what I mean?
style is
And
like
he's
perfect
creative.
for
Yeah.
Yair.
Yeah.
Don't forget that Korean zombie knockout with the elbow. Nobody
Yeah.
saw what happened.
Yeah.
They needed to play a replay 4 times and put it on slow
Crazy
motion.
shot,
And then
yeah.
you saw what happened. You know what I mean? Jair is
His striking is.
him. I would love to see Sabit and Jair fight.
Yeah.
That would have been
Yeah.
for the history books. But Jair actually made Pitbull look like
Yeah.
he was.
It was wild. Yeah.
It was like one of them training partners that just came into the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then speaking of making somebody look like that, like, dude, what do you guys think of Gene Silva, bro? So small for the weight class. Dude, like, he's such an elite striker, but the out grapple, what he just did to Bryce Mitchell grappling, bro. Bryce Mitchell's one of the elite. Of the
I
elite
think
when it
he
comes to grappling
does
in the
have an
division, right?
iron shield of
I
confidence.
don't think so. I don't
No?
think. I think Bryce Mitchell's giving a lot more credit for his grappling than what people are. What you can really see. He did a
Yeah.
twister. Okay, who he did the twister against?
Yeah,
Right.
he did twice.
Then
yeah.
you gotta look at the people that he's fighting
No,
when
that's a
he's
good
out grappling. He couldn't keep Ilya down.
Yeah,
Right? Anybody understands a little bit of grappling, because you cannot tell me Ilya's grappling is some high level stuff until we see against Islam, hopefully. But besides the point, if you look at Bryce Mitchell, he can keep nobody down that understands a little bit of grappling. Like, let past 17 go against that guy Silva.
yeah.
Now his grappling is gonna get tested at a different level.
Yeah.
Because when you go with Pat in the room, you're swimming without knowing how to swim.
Got
The
the next, or is Silva up too high now? You think they're gonna?
It might be too high. It might be
Yeah.
too high. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
That's a good fight.
listen,
That's a good fight.
I just think that he should have never took that fight. I thought Silva was way better. I don't know. Bryce Mitchell is getting all this credit.
Did you see?
I think
pointed-
Dan Ige would be a great fight for Pat.
Oh, Ige looked great
yeah,
against Woodson.
Ige
dude.
looked good.
Clean
Like
up.
early stoppage,
Yeah.
I think. But
He was
Ige
out on
looked
his
good.
feet though. He was. It was a matter of time. The ref
Yeah.
saved
but nah,
Woodson.
as a fighter, the
You wanna-
fighter
you wanna
in
fight?
me,
Yeah,
it's like, damn, I can recover.
yeah.
Let me see if I recover.
It was not good visuals. Him just
Yeah.
being on the leg and
Yeah.
getting hit and not moving.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, true.
usually, like, even if you're okay and you're in on that leg and the guy lands a couple hammer fists, you're going to move.
Mhm.
No.
But he wasn't really moving.
Yeah.
But, dude, it was the craziest body type matchup I've seen.
Yeah.
Woodson is built like a freaking
Bro, I can't believe
alien.
how big he used to. He used to fight heavyweight. Like, that's so crazy.
Yeah, that is wild.
That's a crazy diet.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're talking about weight cuts, right? And then, dude, obviously, Dom Reyes. That was my biggest pick, big underdog pick. Dom Reyes, dude, he looks so good. He threw the Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his favorite punch. Left
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like a baseball player?
He might have been. I don't know.
I thought he played baseball in college.
I think he no in
And he
football.
showed
I think he
it.
was a strong safety. Was he a strong safety at like Texas Tech or something?
Oh, I have no idea, brother.
Jamie.
Yeah, right. Where's Jamie? Yeah, right. I don't know why it was someone. I don't know if it was him or not. That was the football player. You might be right. I might be wrong. I don't know. And
right,
by
so-
the way, I get the Rock Andre. How do you feel about me hitting your boy Chase Hooper? We made a bet.
Oh, no.
6-inch
yeah.
puncher, 100 push-ups.
It was a lot closer than plus. All right, come on, let's
First, we
go.
were texting. All right, so what are we doing? We're doing 6-inch
Oh,
punches. All right.
jeez.
So first off, I took Clay Guida. All right, or not Clay Guida.
Clay Guida. Clay Guida. What are you talking about?
Jim Miller. I took Jim Miller.
Eddie, you gotta gauge the 6 inches. Where's the 6 inches? So this is 6 inches.
Yeah, I guess so.
So use this hand.
Use your. Oh my God. Put your hand like
Bring
this.
my bird out.
Put your hand like
You got a
this.
straight one for it. All right,
And
so
then
right
you
here.
punch him right
All right,
here.
right
Yeah.
here. All right. But
Yeah.
He's definitely getting paid for that.
No, I took Jim Miller. But dude, he honestly was doing pretty good for a while.
Yeah.
No, he did. I was scared.
What the heck?
Oh, he went the wrong way. Yeah,
Oh,
Jerry with the
Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah, I totally just whiffed, by the way, guys. I hit him with my 2 side knuckles. It's all right.
And look at that.
It's all right. I
He's
didn't want to hurt him.
concussed.
He's in camp right now. It's all right. We got to
He
pick
needs to study more film.
Yeah. Yo, by the way, speaking of this, we have this argument all the time, and this is where we're going to start off camera. Speaking of film, right? So you guys are traveling all the time. So what is it like? You guys are constantly adapting, right? You saw like Gene Silva pointed out to Ruffy, like as he's fighting, yo, watch this, and then goes and does the kick, not once but twice against Bryce Mitchell, right? So like, if
Again, Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah.
Let's not.
No, but
cool.
The fight that stands out to me for Bryce Mitchell is the Edson Barbosa fight,
right,
and he was able to completely
control him, did everything
on the ground.
Yeah,
but
with pressure against a kicker, which is a smart strategy.
Yeah,
I didn't
for
say
sure.
the kid was dumb.
For sure.
I just say he's not that good of a
But
fighter.
just to be fair, he hasn't done it against another grappler.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he can do it against a striker and pressure the striker. That would be the smart thing. You don't want to stay on the outside and let the striker pick you apart. So you got to pressure the striker. Put him on the back foot. It's hard to fight off your back foot.
Yeah.
Edson just has a wheel kick off his back foot and a good right hand. If Bryce Mitchell already knew that, he's just going to smother everything. So
I think what Gene Silva and like Patty Pimblett, the same, they have so much hype behind them.
Yeah.
And they're fighting on this iron shield of confidence.
No.
Yeah.
Them nerds from Silva's team,
dude, they're
they
great.
coaches are amazing.
Yeah.
All they drills are
Yeah.
playful.
And
Oh,
but
Gene
like
looked
that
great.
all
He went there. He looked great his first fight here.
Yeah,
He was, yeah.
Well, they just keep it playful in that training room.
Yeah, and so that the team
And that's
when
when
your
you learn
whole
better.
team is winning
Yeah.
and having fun, like, dude, that makes you more confident.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
confidence
yeah.
is like gotta be one of the most important factors
I agree.
in fighting.
Well, listen, your mind tells your body what to do. You can't do
100%.
shit without your mind at all. You can't do nothing without your mind. So if you're confident and the team is confident, even if you suck, confidence can take you a long, long way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's a good
and
point.
that's what that MMA nerds team has right now. Is
Yeah.
a whole
And
load of
I
confidence.
heard that people tell me that that's your like best quality is that your confidence. That, like apparently Andre like
No. He's not confident. He's delusional.
Yeah, they
sometimes.
say, that's what I've heard that too. I'm trying to sugarcoat it.
Yeah, no,
But
no.
apparently Andre
I'll
like
take it.
like
Yeah.
he thinks
There's-
there's nobody that in his mind on his best day he can't beat. So that's a great thing to
Well,
have.
which is
Nah,
true.
I'm an average fighter. I just got really good coaches, and I'm lucky.
Yeah.
No.
I'm a lucky
You
man.
No,
He
I think
possess-
actually, arguably, you're unlucky a little bit. You should be on a 5-fight win streak.
I'm just
but-
lucky.
No.
Yeah.
He's definitely hard to work with because he's a grappler, you know, and I
Yeah.
come from like a striking background. It's very hard to get him to do certain things, but
Yeah.
he does it when he's tired. He actually fights better when he's tired, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I noticed that too because he stops thinking.
This is
That's what it
why
is.
he got it.
I
when
think
he
that's
fights
only as
with-
of my last like
I
couple
think
fights.
my from the outside looking in again, I don't know shit. I think that Dre, when he's striking, I think he wants to be too pretty and too perfect. And he
No,
tries to-
that's not it.
No?
He doesn't even know what it is. Nobody knows.
Really.
He just goes in there and he just fighting. Obviously, his striking is looking better and better every single
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, Matt
Right.
Kuhn fight looked great. It really did.
Well, the last fight that we can speak about, he went against the best grappler. He out-grappled the best grappler in the division,
Yeah.
but he also chewed his leg up. He stuck to the game
Yeah.
plan. We went back to the corner, going to the third, and I said, why are we not kicking his leg again?
Yeah.
The guy, Rodolfo, is a legend in my book. Nothing bad to say about that guy, but what I knew his best punch was a jab.
Yeah.
He has a beautiful jab,
Yeah.
but I also knew he steps with that jab. And Andre did it perfectly. Took his sting away from the jab by kicking his leg and take the drive on the shot by
Yeah.
kicking his leg.
So that was the game plan to eat the jab to get the leg kick.
yeah, for sure. So
Not eat the jab. He didn't get touched. He got hit twice
Okay.
in that fight.
no, you just added that in.
Yeah,
there.
bro. You hate that motherfucker, bro. How you do a podcast with him when you hate him?
I thought that's what you were saying because
He's
he
like,
didn't
so
even
that
come
was the
on
plan?
He's like,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
was, it was like, that was
You
the
just
plan
wanted
to
to
just
lose?
block every jab with your face just to get a leg kick, you fucking bum. It's like, Jesus.
I glazed the shit out of Andre on the show.
Oh.
Relax. Andre's biggest fan.
Yeah. Big pause. We're going to have to cut that shit out. Edit that shit. You know what I mean? But, no, I mean, we got a killer team. Marquez, Jonathan Webb, and my gym, obviously.
Yeah.
We are the best in the UFC. You can look at the numbers.
And it's showing.
Listen,
It's
men
proven.
lie,
Yeah.
men lie. You guys gamble. Men lie. Women lie. Kids lie. Numbers don't.
Yeah. That's
Numbers
awesome.
don't.
It's true.
And
you
we
guys just
have,
get better.
by far, we have the most control in the ground. We have the best percentage landing on strikes. We have the craziest knockout artists in the team. We got Jemiah Wells. We got Joe Pfeiffer, the best grapplers in the team. Andre, Sean, Pat.
Yeah.
Like we got Nurseton. We don't understand how this guy cuts down to 170. This guy's a damn giant. Like we got this other kid named Simon there. We got so many guys coming up and Manny Morales has become a
So we got everybody booked right now. So Jeremiah just got booked again against
that Carlson Harris fight still makes me mad with Jeremiah that he lost that. Like, I mean, I lost a lot of money, but that was he was dominating that fight.
He cares about the numbers. Obviously, cares about the numbers. I care about
Jeremiah too. Jeremiah
you don't give a fuck about Jeremiah. He's like, damn it, Jeremiah.
So we got Jeremiah booked. We got Nurseton booked. He's fighting Stolfitz. We got Pfeiffer's booked. Rebooked for Gastelum.
I'm saying cage side for Pfeiffer with Dana White, by the way. That's a whole other story. Dre doesn't.
Must be nice to have money to throw.
No, dude. So honestly, my buddy that I met UFC Miami front row a couple years ago, I want to assume, I don't want to like count people's pockets, but by the way he talks, I would assume he's worth a couple $100 million, and he likes watching the Guru stuff. So I'm on the phone. If anybody who's seen me at the fights, like the whole section ends up knowing my picks by the end of it. Like the broadcast, they hear me. I go nuts. I'm a nut, as if you can't tell already. But
I can see that.
So, but he loves it. He loves seeing the people come up, like get the pictures, being a part of it and stuff. So he's got me a couple events before in Vegas. And the people next to us were sitting. They got to choose whether they wanted to walk out with Patty or Chandler. But they couldn't select. There was another package that people could sit like on the cage, but since Trump was there, you couldn't actually sit with Dana this time. But I think that one was like 40 or 50K a seat. This one was 22K each that these guys paid, and you get to be on stage during weigh-ins. So my buddy texted me 2 days later, and he's like, Jordan, he's like, I just ordered those seats. I just got them in my inbox already for what those guys did, and those are 22K in Miami. But I know him. He's like, we're walking out with. He said Davili. I sent Andre a text message. He's like, we're walking out with the champ, and he's like, since it's in New Jersey, you're gonna be my guest. So I'm assuming he paid like 30 or 40K just for my seat.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
I didn't pay for it.
Just say, you know what? I just get a Honda Civic. You know what? Let me change my mind. Let me just get VIP tickets to hang out.
So I gotta interject, right? So there's been a few complaints about the show. A few people about one complaint is that Jordan hasn't given any picks. He doesn't give any picks.
Yeah. What do you guys
for the fight? So we got fights coming up this weekend. You got to give us at least one
pick.
pick.
Plus money finish. Yeah, hold on a second. We did. But yeah, who
okay. This
Jasmine.
Remember that the girls fight? I gave out 2 girls fights 2 cards ago that were both plus money to not go the distance. Remember that card, an undercard, both girls fights?
Yeah.
I gave that out for us.
So what's the name of the show?
Tap
Hour.
I'll
Cash
give
this week.
What you talking about? You just tapping everybody out. Nobody's cashing
out.
out.
About 2 picks this week.
All fighters.
About 2 picks this week.
All right. So this weekend we got, which is a banger fight, is Ian Garry, Carlos Prates.
Yes.
There's MMA nerds again.
Again.
Yeah.
But this time they're not gonna hit. I don't think so.
Garry, yeah.
Well, Garry,
I think it's a very good matchup for Ian Garry.
He just lost against number 1 contender, right? Is it Chavkov?
Yeah.
He lost, but he looked good.
He looked good.
He looked good against a very good guy. We know most guys that come from that kickboxing, Muay Thai background, they are horrible at defending chaining wrestling.
Yeah.
Maybe the first shot they can time a knee and, that can end it all. But the possibility of that against Ian Garry that comes from a good training camp, comes from a good coach that understands kickboxing very, very well in Henry Hoof, still his coach. Or he got kicked out of that team too.
No, he left. I don't know who
he's with God,
now.
This
he's
guy's
back
in out of every team.
Yeah, he does get kicked out. I don't know who he's training with. I know he trains with obviously his wife's ex-husband or whatever. That's like
all right. Change the subject. Next fight.
No, but he did look good. His grappling. If he could finish a fucking rear naked choke, he would have had the dub last fight. For 2 fights in a row, for some reason, he got the body lock in and everything, and he couldn't get the choke.
Nah, he needs to go back with Henry Hoof. That's the best he ever looked.
Oh, he trains with Charles Oliveira. So whoever that is. That's what that's what it is.
We're going to have to fact check some of these.
No, it's definitely not Charles Oliveira, because that's
he's
why
training with his ex-wife.
No, that's why it's Machado Garry. He's got the same.
If he's training with the ex-wife, I got to put I'm switching my pick.
No, so this one's crazy. And Anthony Smith is his retirement fight next, right? After, I can't believe they're letting him back in the octagon after he went in there. What did you think about that? The last Anthony Smith fight with his hands down.
Did you see the interview?
I think he went through a situation, I guess, triggered something on his mind, and I think he should have got the right help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Spoke to somebody, like a psychologist or somebody that's going to help him mentally. Because going into all after they broke into his house, whatever it was,
Yeah.
He was never the same after
I
that.
thought that too. I agree. Yup.
I mean, right now he's fighting a kid that's 10 years younger than him. But
yeah.
if we get Lionheart, not Anthony Smith, if we get Lionheart back in that cage,
Yeah.
the guy that fought John Jones, the guy that didn't break down and quit, even though he could have took that illegal knee and been a champ. Think about that.
Yeah.
That Lionheart that said, nah, let's go.
Yeah.
If that guy shows up,
Yeah.
my man's is getting murked.
Right. Well, the issue is I don't know if you heard this part of the story, is that his best friend and cornerman his whole career had died previously, right before that last fight.
Yeah.
So that's why he's been so upset. So how hard is that's like knock on wood, but like that's like Andre losing you know what I mean, and going into battle for his last fight. So I think that's like, I don't know how he overcomes that. You know,
He will. These guys are
yeah.
fighters. I mean, these guys are fighters through and through.
Yeah, so you think
You know
he's
what I
gonna come
mean?
back?
Yeah.
So I never really, I haven't really followed his opponent very much. He's the guy from China.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zhang
yeah.
Min Yang.
Dude, I watched a couple of his highlights recently. That dude's a killer.
Yeah, he's a
This is
monster.
gonna be a
He's
good
really
ass
tough.
fight.
Yeah.
I don't. Well,
He's
again,
a big favorite. He's minus 550. Zhang Min Yang.
if Lionheart shows up, it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah.
But if Anthony Smith shows up, the podcaster, the guy that does
Yeah.
then listen, the analyst, I shouldn't call him a podcaster. He does analysts. He's actually very good for the sport, the stuff he does. But if that guy shows up, it's not gonna be a good fight for Anthony Smith.
I agree.
I think
Yeah.
I just think he's got to show up. That's it.
I always wonder if the UFC like gave him that because come on, who wouldn't want that commentary job? That's
Right.
like
Yeah.
I wonder if him not laying down against John Jones played a factor. And
Bro,
No,
I feel like
they're
every-
like, get up, give you the commentary.
like right now, like what did Felder do to get? Like, did Felder ever talk about what he did to get there?
He was born with red hair.
Yeah.
No,
He's a good ass
He works hard.
commentator.
Listen,
Yeah.
he's the best.
Yeah.
On that booth,
No, he's
ain't nobody can touch
Yeah.
Felder.
Yeah. No, he's
not
good.
one person. He's not
Yeah.
biased. I'm gonna say it here first. DC hates Philadelphia.
Hates it.
Yeah, I got it. He's never said anything good about
Wow.
any of my teammates.
Wow.
Sean
So
Brady wins. He talks crap about Sean Brady. Andre wins. Talks crap about Pat. All of us. He's never said anything good about our team. Despite that we was undefeated for a while, and that man has never said anything good about us. Every time I see him,
Wow.
I feel like saying something, but I'm not in the UFC, so I'm not gonna say anything. But I'm saying it here. DC hates us, but any other than that,
DC, what's the beef with the Philly boys, bro? Philly's
I
taking
don't
over.
know,
Like,
man.
We're gonna
He's
post this
never,
clip.
he's
We're gonna have
never
you
gave us
respond
one
to it.
prop. Not
Yeah.
once I heard that man say anything good about him. Somebody finds a clip, tag me on it. If I'm wrong, I will apologize like a man. Not being respectful, respectful. That man's an Olympian. He's a great role model. He's a great fighter. I'm not debating that. He's also a good commentator. Not debating that, but he hates our team. I don't know.
That's wild.
I don't know
DC,
what
we need
happened.
answers.
Somebody,
We need
some-
answers.
somebody
No,
gave him a bad
he's-
Philly cheesesteak.
Right?
On me. If
I
you
know
come to
from
Philly,
my
I'll take you to
experience.
the good
Yeah.
spots, DC.
I know from my
What's your
experience, whenever
experience?
I go back and watch my fights, like when my opponent like almost lands something, DC's like, "Oh, that was a beautiful one too."
Wow.
Like,
And Andre's
but when I
gassing.
land
Really?
something,
Yeah.
when I land something, he's like, "Oh, he worked way too hard for that." Like,
Yeah,
he'll just
boy,
say,
he does
it's like
it-
very
he does
biased.
it to everybody. It's not just
Yeah.
you. I usually watch the commentary. I like listening to them. Dominic Cruz. My favorite, not because I know him, my favorite is Paul Felder. He does the best
Yeah,
job
Felder
out of
does
everybody.
Paul's
better
a
than
good
all
dude.
those
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
And I like Dominic Cruz. He understands fighting. But in DC too, them guys, listen, who am I? Like I gave
Everybody
his
but
life for this
Bisping.
sport.
Bisping's the only one who
No,
can look at it,
Bisping,
it's like-
Bisping is cool too. Bisping knows his stuff.
Yeah.
I just think he should be a little tipsy because when he's a little tipsy, he does a better job.
Yeah.
Again, not knocking him.
Yeah, there's just sometimes where you see Bisping and you're like, dude, like, what is he talking about? That's not what I just saw happen. Like,
Again, that's him sober.
Yeah.
You got to get him tipsy.
Fair enough.
But
fair
DC
enough.
has never said anything good about any of the Philly boys, and we don't get
Look.
enough credit. We keep working in silence.
Look,
Yeah, this is
we're
it. You
gonna
hear this,
get
DC?
DC on the good side.
Yeah, so
DC
we got the jersey card for you to do it, right? Or
Yeah.
not for Pfeiffer to do it, and then right after in Atlanta. So DC, after Pfeiffer gets the knockout, and then Dre gets the finish, back-to-back finishes. I think we should maybe get DC on the show to apologize.
No,
That should be
again,
something-
listen, whoa. Listen, what
No,
I'm saying is,
I
I never heard him. I never heard him say anything good about the team. But if I am wrong, I will apologize and say I'm sorry, DC. But I have never heard you saying anything good about the team. Come to Philly, we'll take you out with some some of the teammates, and we'll get some Philly
Look,
cheesesteaks.
I know DC likes to eat, bro. We got some good food here. We can hook it
We'll
up.
Take
We'll
the Skinny
hook it up.
Joey's. We'll take them to Skinny Joey's.
Yeah, we'll hook you up. We'll take you to Angelo's too.
Yeah, well, I'm actually supposed to go there this week with my girl.
Oh,
Thanks for reminding me.
Angelo's is the
I
best.
might go there this afternoon.
Not sponsor, even though they should sponsor
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
Send them a little
Angelo, next
shout out.
show, we got you. Give us some
Yeah,
pies
yeah.
and some cheesesteaks. We're good.
Yeah.
Yo, Giga's coming back this week.
Oh,
we
yeah.
talked about what do you like? What do you think about the Giga kick?
When's the last time he fought?
Let's see. We were
I
thinking.
think it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, Dre and I were talking about
I
this
think it
last
was
night. on
more
the
than
phone.
that.
Let's see.
Oh no,
Giga-
you're right. So
The Giga kick is good.
it's great.
It's good. I think I would love Pat to fight both of these guys.
yeah.
Easy fight for him. But don't forget, Onama, I've been studying him because we won that fight. I've been studying
That
him
is a
lot.
tough fight to come back
Giga
to.
fought
And-
2024 actually.
Oh,
Against,
for real?
against Arnold Allen. He lost the decision.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that was the first fight he's had
Yeah,
since.
and then 2023 against Caceres in August. So yeah, that
Yeah.
was about a year.
I think
wow.
I think Onama
But-
is gonna expose his grappling.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I think Onama is gonna take him down and he's gonna wear on him, and that kick is gonna be useless.
Onama's only 30, which is wild. Look at he's on a 3-fight win streak. I
Yeah.
mean, he didn't finish Pierce. Pierce is finishable, which is a little alarming. But
Jonathan Pierce.
yeah, but Gabriel Santos, bro, he did knock out Gabriel Santos. Gabriel Santos is a stud. So that's a good win. But then Roberto Romero, he went to decision with his last fight.
All right, are you gonna give us this picks? Are we gonna cash out
All right,
today?
so you
Or
gotta
that's
give
not
us
gonna
something.
happen.
So
dog?
the next pick, I think I'm gonna go with
Give the fans what they want.
only
Jeez.
because again, strength of schedule. Michel Pereira against Abus. I think we're gonna go with Michel. It's about to pick him. I can't bet against Michel at this weight class. He's just I think he's too good at this weight class.
No, pause. No, he's not too good. Cut it out. My man is just wild.
Yeah.
And then Abdul doesn't like wild. He doesn't
Yeah.
like pressure. He wants to fight pretty. You put him against somebody like Pereira. Pereira obviously is gonna crush him, but he's not good. Pereira is beatable. Look at
Yeah.
Let's not give people too
All
much
right,
props
fair
on
enough.
the show.
I
don't
like
like-
that Eddie on the show.
personally,
we
Bring
have a
back
coach.
reality.
We have a little
Yeah.
coach here.
I like
Personally,
those.
on this fight, I don't know who to pick. They both have had cardio issues in the past.
Yeah.
If you watch
Yeah.
Abus versus Sean Strickland,
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
and you watch Pereira against anyone that lasts past the second round.
But you gotta
Yeah.
be able to grapple to be Pereira.
Well, he had that.
This
loss
is why
against
Fluffy-
That's what. Yeah.
This is why Fluffy crushed him
Yeah.
because of his grappling. His grappling was too much for Pereira.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anybody else
5-rounder,
that
though. Yeah.
anybody that grapples, understand that's how you beat Pereira. You know what I mean? You got to get past the wild shit and not get hit with the
Yeah.
wild shit. And I just think that Abdul,
Abus.
Abuz sounds weird, but he doesn't like that. He doesn't like the pressure because he wants to fight from the outside and look pretty.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Strickland knocked out Abus.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
well,
wild.
and that's the fight I was talking about, where Abus looked good in the first round,
Yeah.
but Strickland used that shell, weathered the storm, and then Abus faded hard.
And then he lost to Kai, but then he's on 2 fight. But then Worley Alves, who's tough. Worley Alves is definitely a tough grappler, but obviously, at the later stage of his career. And then Bruno Ferrero, he finished him with the arm triangle choke in the third round.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I don't think he's getting that on Michel, first round or third round. I don't think he's choking out Michel Pereira. What do you think?
I don't know what jiu-jitsu Pellegrini
I don't see
that
why
Pereira
not.
possesses. Yeah,
I think
don't-
Pereira's had a couple Hasn't Pereira had a couple finishes? Let me look up.
Yeah,
his-
because he hits people with some dumb shit with like
when they're hurt and then
Yeah,
finishes
and
them.
then finish. Anybody can get finished when they hurt. I'm
Okay.
just saying, like he doesn't possess
he had
the
the
level.
guillotine against Protera, and then against Olin Zacek, he choked him out with the rear naked.
Yeah,
But you
because
said that
these-
was by
again,
days. Yeah,
they get wobble and then
Yeah.
they take a slappy shot and
Yeah.
then he.
You
finishes
know
on
who
the
else
ground.
is very good at that? Is Randy Brown. Randy,
he's fighting this week too.
Yeah,
Randy's not known for being a grappler at all.
That
Like
boy's
he's not a
good.
grappler.
Yeah, I like
That
that.
boy's
He's
good.
long. He's long.
What
No,
Randy
no.
is very good at is he will
It's
hurt you.
Dalby.
Mhm.
He'll hurt you with a long straight 1-2, and then once you're hurt, he'll grab your neck.
Yeah,
He's good at that. He's done it to a lot of guys.
yeah. Do you remember Nicholas Dalby yet? I was telling you about Nicholas Dalby's the guy,
breathing guy.
big jack guy who goes like, and you always think he's gassed. And like they've been talking about this for years, his breathing style, his techniques that he uses. But bro, this is gonna be a good fight. Randy Brown against
no, it's
Dalby.
not. No, it's not.
I think
I'm gonna
Randy's
say it
just
here
too
for
long for him.
this
Yeah.
is the lock. This is the lock
Yeah, I
for
can
me.
see that.
This is the pick.
Yeah.
I mean, what's
hear
Randy
this?
Brown's reach? 78, 79?
Yeah, and I think it's more than that. But
And,
yeah,
and
let's
hold
see.
on. And what's the dude's reach? Like 73?
Yeah.
78 to 74. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, cool. Now, Randy Brown is one of the best at controlling distance and managing
Yeah.
distance. He is the best at that. He'll post his lead hand on your
Yeah.
forehead, and he'll hit you with that piston of a
Yeah.
right hand. Or he can kick your face off from a distance.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to punch this guy from across the cage. He
Yeah.
is the lock.
And I
Battle.
think
And-
this dude is a kicker. So
And don't be surprised if Randy submits him.
So Dalby's
Hurts
more
him
of like
and
a
then
push you up
submits him.
against the cage like type grappler guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, like he'll shoot.
Dalby is?
Yeah, Dalby, and he'll just like chain wrestle
And
and,
where-
like clinch work.
where
I
they
thought he
fighting
was a
at?
karate
Where-
kicker.
No,
Where-
he's more of a clinch guy, but he
where's-
might be a karate kicker too.
Where's this fight card at?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Oh,
yeah.
good. Big cage.
Oh, Dalby's 40 now too. Wow. I didn't
Yeah,
realize he was that
big
old.
cage.
Yeah.
That's the big cage.
40 years
Good
old.
luck.
Yo, he was on a 4-fight
Hey,
win streak. He beat
40 years old.
He beat Gabriel
Randy
Bonfim.
Brown.
He knocked out Bonfim.
Lock.
It's the lock. I'm
And
telling you.
Salah.
Hey, they in the big
Yo,
cage.
look at who he's beat.
Yo,
though.
y'all
Yeah,
hear,
but it
heard it
doesn't
here
matter.
first.
Bro, listen, I'm telling you, it's the big cage. It's not at the apex, which is a smaller cage, favors the grappler and the
Yeah.
shorter fighter. It's on the big cage. Good luck tracking down Randy Brown without getting
Do
sniped
you guys
from
have
the
personal
outside.
ties to Randy Brown? Because I feel like you always speak highly
He
of
trains
Randy
with
Brown.
us.
Oh, really?
He
Oh,
comes
that's-
in and
okay.
trains.
Oh, okay, that makes
But
sense.
it's not
Okay.
because he trains with us. It's because
Yeah.
he is a great fighter.
Yeah.
It's not just because we know him. Like, I wouldn't bullshit. Like, sometimes my guys suck. I tell it to their face, hey, man, you suck. You got to work on this. So it's not because he
It
trains
worked
with
last
us.
week with Reyes. Everybody, dude, every Philly person was hyping up Reyes. I saw on Steady Picks they were doing it as well. Like, everybody was on Reyes, and it worked, dude. Reyes looks so good.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's the same thing with Randy Brown. I'm just a little nervous because like he would be on a 5-fight win streak. He lost the split his last fight against another one of those
Brian
grappler
Battle.
guys. No,
Is it
yeah,
with
Randy
Dalby
Brown
or-
lost the battle. I'm talking about
Which
the other guy.
which I thought he won.
Yeah.
So he definitely won.
Yeah, I did too. He didn't look great though. He could have been more explosive. I think he could have taken the fight a little bit more.
Mm.
Again, you said he kept that at distance. He kind of threw those kicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I thought he won. He fought the smart
then
fight
Battle
against
was at-
Battle.
was
He
able to
got more
grapple.
takedowns and he landed more punches.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had Randy in that fight. That was fun.
So
And
what?
then Ikram in this fight is a big favorite against Muniz. This is your weight class.
Yeah.
You could potentially be interested in fighting him after you get the Serbazian dub, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little Ikram versus Petrosky.
So I'm a little so I cornered Nishan, our teammate Nishan Burrell,
Okay.
who we missed. Come back, Nishan.
Bro, one of the
Most
best boxers,
talented.
most talented
Really?
guy in the room. Yeah.
He would come in, like
Off
today
the
he
couch.
could show up.
Really?
And they'd be like, Nishan, what's up? How you been? He's like, I'm fighting in 3 weeks, right?
Bro, he fought
Really?
everybody. He fought
Yeah.
Thompson,
Wonderboy.
Wonder Boy. He
Wow.
fought everybody.
Fought everybody.
Never ever turned anybody
he fought,
down.
He
In
fought
MMA?
Ikram in
He fought Ikram
Really?
and almost beat him.
in Eagle
Wow.
for Eagle FC.
Really?
Yep.
And you know that boy was juicy
Yeah,
too.
and he
against
won the
Nishan.
third round.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
He won the third round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's what I'm saying. Ikram's beatable.
Ikram is beatable.
Yeah.
Ikram is very beatable. I don't think his like I could see Muniz submitted.
Submitted him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Muniz is-
yeah.
Muniz is a strong fighter for sure.
But on the
Strong
other
grappler.
hand,
yeah.
Muniz is getting old too,
Yeah,
and
and
the
he got
momentum
the
is
kicks.
not on his side. He did have a big win. One of his wins in the last like 4
So
fights.
yeah, he did.
Maybe
He
it was against Jung Young Park or something.
Let me see.
I just think Moniz is good and he's older. So if he uses his best weapon, which
Yeah.
will be his grappling,
Yeah,
then he'll win.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, Jung Young
continue
Park
to shoot.
split.
dude.
Yeah.
He Muniz is like a 7th or 6th degree black belt
Yeah,
Really?
in
no,
jiu-jitsu.
yeah. He
He
has
armbarred
that
Anders.
weird unlock.
Yeah, he armbarred Anders.
Yo,
Yeah.
he
No,
armbarred everybody.
No,
And
that's not an
Susan.
armbar. They
It's a
put it as an
judo
armbar.
bar.
That's not an armbar. What that man is doing.
It's a judo.
Yeah,
armbar.
he's breaking people's arms.
Yeah.
Really?
He does it from.
Yeah.
He does it the same way he
The
does
same
everyone.
way.
He takes
Yeah.
their back.
Yeah.
He throws the hooks in, and then when they shake him over the top and he falls over the top, he catches the arm.
Well,
Yeah.
Dude, he did it
he
to
loops-
Jacare.
He loops above the elbow.
Yeah.
And then he drops his hips into that
Yeah,
elbow
yeah.
and just breaks people's arms.
See, this is cool having like the
Yeah.
experts on
No,
together.
yeah,
he's,
that's not, yeah. If he catches your back,
Yeah.
it is good. And Ikram again, he can be taken down pretty easy.
But he's a 725 favorite. Like the odds makers love Ikram. I think has he won in the UFC? yet?
Dude, if you're going to pick a massive underdog, take Muniz by submission.
The
You
underdog
could probably
of the
get
day,
huge.
The underdog
huge,
of the day, yeah, Moniz.
Yeah.
100%. But don't
By
forget
sub.
Ikram. Ikram is a beast. He only lost to two of the guys that are the best.
Yeah.
The best and nothing but the best at that weight division.
And I think that's
So,
why, though,
let's
you see
not.
that
Yeah.
line being
Yeah.
so strong.
but
You haven't really seen him against anyone. Oh, he fought Whitaker?
yeah, and got knocked out pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, so besides Whitaker and
Comes up.
so he only has 2 losses?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But and who has he beat?
a lot of people.
Eagle
what you
FC
mean,
guys, like, those type, or whatever, like guys overseas guys.
no, the guy's good. Let's
What's
not-
his record in the UFC?
Let me see.
The-
Ikram.
Yeah, the guy's pretty good. But again, I think
Because he fought Hamzat, right? Isn't that why he's...
Dude, I don't know. Nishan made him look average.
no, but Nishan makes a lot of motherfuckers look average. Let's not
That's
take
it.
away from
No,
Nishan.
I don't want to take
He's
away from
32.
Nishan.
He lost to Whitaker. He got knocked out by Whitaker. He beat Worley Alves. I'm sorry. Oh, he has had a couple. He beat Phil Halls and Worley Alves. He knocked them both out. And then he submitted the guy in the Contender Series. So he has 3 UFC wins, 2.5. And then Nashawn
He has a lot to
Burrell-
prove, to be honest.
Yeah.
For me, he has a lot to prove to be minus 700.
Yeah, I think the underdog of the day will definitely be Muniz.
Yeah.
Brave. He did submit
Bro, you could
Dennis
throw-
Tululium, who was a UFC fighter.
Tell me what it is to win by submission for Muniz.
Cool.
Muniz to win by submission.
By submission.
Oh, it's probably at least 10-1.
Dude,
15
you
to
put $20 on that, you win 200.
Yeah, that's wild. Speaking of, we need to get into, I forgot for our last card, our blue light knockout of the week was a second fight in. Your boy Trayshawn Gore was involved in the fight. It was a banger while it lasted. And then Tulio, as you guys will see on the screen here, dude, Tulio was just too much. Dude, it was crazy. But, dude, being there live, that was one of those fights where those guys were banging, bro. Like, I have a video. Well, I'm going to post my personal video of it as well. Guys, it was crazy. Did you catch that fight at all?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And Trayshawn stuck in there, man. He put up he fought. Like
Yeah.
he fought back for sure. He cracked him at one point, but man, he took a beating.
Yeah.
That Tulio is a good fighter.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a nightmare
Yeah.
for a lot of guys.
Yeah, for sure.
But my knockout of the week, which we gotta
was your
start voting
knockout?
on these knockouts.
Yeah, we do.
Ace
yeah.
of 10 pal for 1FC.
Oh,
He
okay.
knocked out
100%.
Sexton,
Yep.
who is 206
Yep.
and 75.
Yup,
Wow.
I agree.
206 wins.
Hey,
Wow,
the American
that's crazy,
Ninja, I've been
bro.
a big fan of him, dying to go
Yes.
train with him. I come from a Muay Thai
Yes.
background. He is one of the slickest fighters ever.
dude.
and
Wow.
I'm sorry, but we're going to
Striking
outvote
is
you
so
on
Alright,
this
fair enough,
one.
fair enough. We're gonna have to get that
Executive
clip.
decision.
Executive
We're
decision.
going with the American Ninja,
And who knows?
baby.
We
Got
might even be able to post a clip of
Yeah,
that
right?
since it's not.
We got
Yeah.
half one last week. But
Yeah.
also, guys, Blue Light, by the way, they just had their grand opening of their Gloucester City location. So now they have 2 in Woodbury, New Jersey. And the Gloucester City is their superstore. That's their mecca. We call it the knockout of the week. 'cause,
It's
you
an
know,
amazing place. I have been there.
Yeah?
They got great stuff. Go check them out. It helps
Yeah.
me with my anger. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect, my
Where do
man.
I wink? What camera do I wink at?
We gotta have
This
Eddie
one?
on board.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
Did that work? Left eye not working.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, anything else you guys want to touch on in this card? Let's see any more of these
I
cards.
think there's
coming up.
one other fight we didn't talk about.
No, we told the whole make because they're Khalil Roundtree and Jamal Hill
Oh
got
yeah, that
canceled.
got.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
know why that got canceled?
No. Hill was hurt again, I think. Right? Wasn't
Yeah.
Jamal Hill hurt again?
I'm dying for Hill. Listen, as a person, obviously a lot of people have a problem with him. I have met him in person. The guy's nothing but a very respectful guy. I think he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I
yeah,
wish
I
him
hung
a
out with him
speedy
and Holland one
recovery.
night. They were cool.
Yeah, he's a good dude. And I
Um,
was dying to see that fight. I want him to do a comeback, and Khalil Roundtree will be the good.
I think he just
They two make good dancing partners, if I say anything.
Khalil Roundtree's a killer.
Khalil might carve him up. I think Khalil might be too well rounded. I think his grappling.
No.
I think he's got too much power.
Yeah.
No, let's not count my boy out like
Yeah.
that. Come on.
So, I mean,
I think it will be a good fight. I
Yeah.
say that. I don't know, but
I
I'm
just think
rooting
Roundtree
for
is
Jamal Hill to come back and make a comeback.
Roundtree's stock definitely did go up after that Pereira fight, though, for sure.
Why, for taking a beating?
He won a couple rounds though.
I mean, for taking
Yeah,
a beating though.
Yeah.
I think Roundtree's a killer.
He is. He's
Yeah.
a killer, but
And he's old and he's still doing
Yeah,
it.
it's
He's
good.
old,
Did you
he's
see,
still
did you see
doing
the
it.
song he came out with? I don't know why he's still singing. It's like he made a whole thing. It's like something about like going out and every time I hit someone on Queer Street and then like
Bro,
face
wrap it up.
hurts.
Wrap it up.
Nah, it was funny.
We gotta leave back.
all right,
Okay.
guys, cut.
Yo, fuck you guys.
Yo,
What do you mean? Yo,
yo,
we
you guys
gotta
did the
go.
song.
Devin,
See,
Jordan's
we gotta
acting
go,
a
dog.
fool. We gotta
go.
Devin,
You gotta
cut that.
Jeez.
Cut it.
Yeah, we're gonna play that.
We're
Yeah,
we're losing views by the seconds here. I'll try and get some views, and my man's over here just
Our
starts
500
rapping.
subscribers have just unsubscribed.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Tap out or cash out. And by the way, it's that time of year for when the trees need to be removed, a little bit straightened up. We got Enright's Tree Service Dre. Tell them about them.
Dude, these guys are incredible. I know for me personally, I just bought a house and I got
Congrats.
some trees, man. And you know, it's the time of the year where these trees get there's actually trees actually get diseases.
Really?
Yeah, it's called tree disease.
Tree disease, yeah.
Yeah, and so these guys are experts. They'll come out, they'll diagnose it. You know, they put their mask on and they say, look, we can save him or he's too far gone.
Ah.
And if he's too far gone, Boom.
Wow,
Caught him.
They got
wow.
it.
You
Yep.
hear that,
Yeah.
Dr. Petrosky had it again.
You know,
That boy's
We
just showing
learned
his
about tree
education
disease.
the whole time this morning. That's good. Let's see if this thing
That's
gonna
awesome.
last. Because as soon as we get into a training room, he just becomes a dumbass.
This is a fun show, guys.
Crazy.
We'll see you guys next week. Like I said, hopefully we have another huge win, guys. We've been on such a tear. It's been insane. And let's just keep it rolling. Thank you, Eddie.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you guys next week.